And now, here are your hosts, Valiant Karen and Mega Mario.
Right now, Black Panther doesn't have a director, Karen. So far, there's been a couple of rumored directors out there. For example, Gary Gray, who was the director for Straight Outta Compton. He's been rumored to go do it. There's another big, strong rumor here that Ryan Coogler, the director of the upcoming movie Creed with Michael B. Jordan, and Sylvester Stallone, it's going to be an offshoot of the Rocky spinoff, I should say.
Right.
I want to talk about that a little bit more later on in the show, but right now we're going to stick to Black Panther. But Ryan Coogler, the director for that, he's rumored to be the leading contender for Black Panther. But here's the curveball. He's also one of the leading contenders for the Cyborg movie that DC is going to be doing. So right now, Black Panther doesn't have a director. It's going to start production soon. So what have you heard about this as far as a director for Black Panther?
Yeah, the Black Panther has definitely seen its shares of ups and downs with directors so far. But what was interesting is one of the first directors that I heard was the director from Selma. And, you know, Selma is a great movie.
Ava DuVernay?
Yes, and I think she would have been good for that movie, but she said no, which I understand because she wants to like move on, you know, probably, to a different project. She's like probably like I'm not ready for an action movie yet, especially after coming such a high praise from Selma, which is based on
A true story, right?
A true story. And then finally they were like, okay, well we'll get the director from Straight Outta Compton director to do it, but it looks like that's not going to happen.
Right. I did mention before, so I'll mention it now, that Gary Gray is actually confirmed to do Fast and Furious 8. So I could see where he's not going to have time to do Black Panther.
No, not at all.
So I could say he's pretty much officially out, or at least, I don't want to say officially out, but highly unlikely to do Black Panther.
With the schedule of Furious 8, I don't think there's a possibility for it.
Yeah, and that movie's a little bit further down the pipeline. Like I said, we've got a lot of movies staring us in the face right now. But later on, I definitely want to revisit that because I think Gary Gray's going to bring another fresh twist to the Fast and Furious franchise. So, what other directors are out there? None, right?
Right.
But why don't we take a second here, because Black Panther's a cool property, and I'm really looking forward to this movie. Mm-hmm. So, for right now, let's kind of play producer, Karen. Let's see who we would put in the director role for Black Panther. So the next person that came to my mind was George Miller.
Okay.
Coming off Mad Max Fury Road. I think that would have been a cool thing. Just kind of a fast-paced action-adventure director to come in and give it just kind of, like I said, a little bit more of an edge. Because that's one thing I'd like to see out of my Marvel films a little bit more of an edge. Mm-hmm. Maybe not as dark as DC, but just a little bit more gritty.
Yeah, and maybe no CGI.
Right, when you got to use CGI smart. You can't just use CGI to kind of fix everything, and the movie can't be it from top to bottom. You've got to have some, like I said, smart use of CGI.
Yeah. The movie would definitely have, with George Miller in it, would have like the best stunts probably.
Thank you. That's the one thing that I was trying to figure out. When you watch Mad Max Fury Road, a lot of stunts. And that's what I would like to see Black Panther. I want to see Black Panther put his hands on people and just throw people around and just kind of jump from building to building. For a long time, for example, there was a rumor that Wesley Snipes was going to play Black Panther.
Right.
And I thought that would have been an awesome choice because Wesley Snipes, I like his moves, I like his movements. I think it would have been, that's what I think about, just high impact. And that's what I want this movie to be. I want it to be a high-impact movie, and that's why George Miller came to mind.
One of my choices for the director for Black Panther would actually be, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, would be Tim Story, who was the director for the first Fantastic Four movies. And people were saying, oh, no, those are the worst comic book movies. Well, apparently not anymore.
Yeah, now that the last Fantastic Four came out, that's definitely not as good. And let me just interject here for a second. The Tim Story ones were not terrible in the sense that I think that he had the idea right, trying to put, I've said this before on this show before, that trying to put the Fantastic Four out there in the public eye. I think that was good, whereas Josh Trank was trying to keep them down and gritty and kind of what I say the grunge Fantastic Four. So we have that part right.
Yeah, no, he's definitely proven himself with I know everybody doesn't love these movies, but Think Like a Man, then he came back for Think Like a Man 2, and then now he's gonna do Ride Along 2 with Kevin Hart. So I think, yeah, he deserves a second chance. I think he's learned from his mistakes. So why not Marvel give him a chance? But I don't know if they will. What do you think?
I do like what you're saying. I like that you brought this up. I think he'd be a good choice. And even though he's done other movies, I like that. I like it when directors, like I was saying with Ava DuVernay, I like it when they bring something new to the table. So he's done all these other movies, like especially with Kevin Hart, that are funny and just kind of a different thing. That's always a good thing to bring to a movie. It's like a pitcher in baseball. If you just are throwing fastballs, after a while, people are going to get your timing. The hitter's going to see the same thing. He's going to know what's coming. But if you have a fastball, a curveball, a changeup, a slider, a forkball, a cutter, it just kind of keeps things off balance and keep things more interesting, especially for viewers, and that's what we are. So I'd love to see a director who just has a lot to draw from. And in this case, like we said, Tim Story has experience. He probably, looking back on things, has kind of realized maybe where things weren't right. Maybe the script wasn't right. Maybe he needed a big action piece to go in the movie to really tie it all together, to bring it in, to hit that home run, using another baseball analogy. So I think that would be a good choice, and that is good thinking. Do you have any other directors on your list, Karen?
Yeah, I would like to see James Gunn do it, who did a fantastic job with Guardians of the Galaxy. I know he's going to come back and do Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which, of course, everybody is excited for as well. We cannot wait to see that one. And I would like to see him do the Black Panther movie because I think he would bring a different, spunk to it as well. And he would definitely put, the comedic side to it as well. Even though Black Panther, I think, is more of a grounded character, I would like to see that mixed in a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. The director's bringing something new, giving the character a lot of life, making a really well-rounded character a well-rounded movie, which is what James Gunn did with Guardians. I got two names that I'm going to throw out in quick succession here. The first one is an old favorite, but I think could work, is Jon Favreau. Because Jon Favreau did a great job establishing Iron Man. And for a long time, Iron Man really, in my opinion, at one point, he wasn't the star that he is now. At one point, Iron Man, to a certain extent, played a second tier, and especially in the Marvel comic book universe, to characters like the X-Men and Spider-Man. That's not the case now. Now, Iron Man is top gun, top player. Tony Stark is the man. Tony Stark is the Bruce Wayne of the Marvel universe.
Right.
So, having said all that, Jon Favreau deserves a lot of credit for it.
I agree.
And I think Black Panther is a very rich character. There's a lot there for him to do. I think Black Panther could be in Marvel's Phase 2/Phase 3. He could be a big player. He could be the Tony Stark. He could be the glue that holds everything together. And obviously the movies and the Marvel universe is not, the Marvel cinema universe, Marvel movie universe is not going to follow exactly what the comics do. And this would be a good time to put Black Panther front and center, to put Black Panther maybe in roles that Tony Stark has enjoyed to this time. Perhaps as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. or a main gun in S.H.I.E.L.D. Black Panther, again, like I said, is an inventor. Black Panther, high-impact fighter.
He's smart.
He's smart. Yeah, he's not gonna fight you from a distance, perhaps like Iron Man does. He's gonna get in your face. He's gonna grapple with you. He's gonna put his hands on you, and you're gonna fight. It's gonna be a fight. So again, I really just want a director to do this character justice, and that's why Jon Favreau came to my mind. Another director that I think would be a good fit for this role is Patrick Hughes, who did the last Expendables movie. The one with Sylvester Stallone.
The one that bombed.
And Jet Li. It did bomb because maybe those movies are kind of, people are maybe over them. I don't know. That's a topic for another discussion. But what I like about Patrick Hughes is the fact that it's high impact. It's high impact action, high impact energy. And to marry him with maybe the Marvel movie machine, where you put him together with Kevin Feige and maybe a good scriptwriter, that could be a good combination that, again, just benefits Black Panther.
The MegaCast, your news source for superhero, sci-fi, fantasy, action, and adventure films. From MegaMovieNews.com.